Hello guys, this is Captain Reza here again. Please fasten your seatbelt and prepare for takeoff. Thank you. I've just recorded an introduction of my first English course, which is MTCNA MikroTik Certified Network Associate. Okay, let's begin with Module 1, which is Introduction. I want to talk about these two, which are about MikroTik and first time accessing the router. Okay, guys. For this part, we should know what is MikroTik. MikroTik is a company which produces routers and switches for network. Then we should know what is router and then RouterOS. Guys, you must learn that what is router in Network Plus course. Router is a device which works in layer 3 of OSI model, which can connect different devices through IP address and subnetting. Okay, and they can work with routing together. After that, we should know what is OS. OS stands for operating system. Guys, every device has an operating system. For example, your laptop. Your laptop could have Windows or Linux or Macintosh on it. So you can work with this operating system. If this operating system doesn't exist, you cannot work with your laptop. Okay, operating system is an application which let you work with your device. Okay, I hope it would be clear. Yes, clear. Okay, clear. We can use clear. For example, let me say another example. My phone is Samsung. Samsung use Android operating system, or for example, Huawei, Xiaomi, etc. Different brands use Android. For example, Nokia in the past used Symbian, or iPhone use Mac OS in its phone. Okay, so we learned about OS. What is OS? MikroTik routers and switches has its own operating system. Okay, which is RouterOS. RouterOS is a special operating system which belongs to MikroTik, especially for MikroTik. But it's not just set it on RouterBoard. What is RouterBoard? A router which MikroTik produces is RouterBoard. Okay, a RouterBoard is a device which belongs to MikroTik company. We call every devices on which MikroTik produced it RouterBoard. That's just simple. And the operating system which is on this RouterBoard is RouterOS. If you search on internet what is RouterOS, you can simply understand that RouterOS is MikroTik operating system. What is RouterOS? I searched it before. Okay, RouterOS is the operating system of RouterBoard. I told you right now what is RouterBoard. Let's search what is RouterBoard and see what Google tells us. RouterBoard, along with RouterOS, support the main routing protocols such as BGP, RIP, OSPF, and MPLS, as well as VPN connections using protocols like L2TP. We would talk about it like in future. So guys, this is a RouterBoard which MikroTik company produced it. So now we know what is MikroTik. MikroTik is a company which produces RouterBoards. We know what is router, and we know what is RouterOS. Okay, guys, RouterOS is not just for RouterBoard. We can use it on our many devices. Sorry, on many devices. Okay. For understanding better, let's visit MikroTik website, which is mikrotik.com. We can go to software part. Okay. Then what we have here. Downloads, change logs, download archive, RouterOS, which we need it, the dude, monitoring application for MikroTik and mobile apps. Let's see what do we have in RouterOS. Okay, guys, as you can see, there are many versions for RouterBoard. There are many versions of RouterOS for different devices such as RouterBoards, different RouterBoards which MikroTik produced it, or we can find RouterOS in x86 version, which we can install it on the different devices. For example, if I have a laptop with many interface cards, I can install a RouterOS on my laptop and use it. It doesn't have any problem. But I prefer to buy a router. As you can see, here is x86 version, which we can use on different devices. For example, I use this version on my VMware, which I want to see you how we can access for the first time on MikroTik, okay? Because I have MikroTik devices in my home, but they were configured. So I prefer to use a virtual machine, which I had to use a x86 version on it. Okay, let's back to our outline and start the second part. Guys, first time accessing to router. Generally, we have 3 ways to access our router. Our router is accessible through Winbox, which is a special application of MikroTik. The second way is access to our router through web, and the third one is through CLI, command line interface, which we can access through Telnet or SSH. Okay, so let's find out how we can go to our MikroTik configuration through these 3 methods. Okay, I installed a MikroTik on my virtual machine, and with command line I searched for its IP. This is default IP of MikroTik devices, which you buy a device for the first time, it's on it. Okay, let's go and start teaching how we can access through our MikroTik. Okay guys, let's see. What do we have here? We have MAC address, we have IP address. These are 2 methods which we can connect ourselves to router through them. Okay, here we have identity. We can find out which device are we connecting, the version of our device, which you can see. My device version is 6.47.9. okay, and then board, which is RB, stands for router board, 941, and uptime. My device is up since 3 days ago. Okay, guys, let's see. If I have many devices with the same IP addresses, okay, which is not regular in a network, we can recognize my destination device through these. I couldn't remember what was them. We can recognize it through identity or version or board or uptime, etc. Okay, let's see. I can connect to my router through MAC address and IP address. It doesn't matter which one I choose, but I prefer IP address. It's better. Let's write our username and password, and then we can simply connect to our device. Guys, let me tell you something. If you want to save this device on your Winbox, you can just click on add or set, then you can find your device on managed. Okay, in managed part you can find your device. For example, I changed my Winbox port on my router board, and I will forget it. I couldn't remember it, so I saved it. I use it from this part. Okay, neighbors is a part which you can find the devices connected to you if this ability on them is enabled. Okay, so let's go to our as you can see here, if you save something, it saves your username and password. Okay, let's go to neighbor. I want to connect to this. I write my username and password, then click to connect. As you can see, I connected to my router. Okay, I have 3 Ethernets. In interface part, I can see my interface list. And another thing I want to show you is IP firewall. It seems it has no default configuration, so it doesn't matter. We will talk about it later. Let's show you how you can access to this router through web and SSH or Telnet. Guys, it's very simple. You should use IP address here and connect to your router. As you can see, it asks us to enter our password and username, so we can log in. This is a web menu. Through webfig, we can see what we saw in Winbox, but Winbox is more completed. Another thing I want to say is that use Winbox. Yeah, Winbox is better. I'm not comfortable with webfig. I don't know why. I'm really comfortable with Winbox and CLI. I don't recommend you to use webfig, but if you have to, you must. Okay. Let's use PuTTY for accessing through command line interface. Guys, it's easy. For the first time, it's enough to enter IP address, click on SSH or Telnet, then click on open. We can access to our router through command line interface, which is CLI. Okay, I entered my username and password, and I have my MikroTik router on this application. For example, if I want to see what interfaces do I have, it's enough to say interface print, and it shows us our interfaces. Okay, I think it's enough for this session. We will talk about default configuration and RouterOS command line interface in next video. Maybe I talk about new modem cable. I talked about SSH and Telnet right now. Okay, that's enough. Bye bye.